on it, so they get all those messages going. So the entire organization is getting to see what's happening and who are doing it. It can be a small thank you. It need not be a cash attached to it, but it makes a lot of sense and goes on in a big way in terms of making that employee feel that, yeah, I've done a good job, or people know that I'm doing the good job. So all these thank you awards runs as a scroll, okay, and you also have these points coming up to you. If there's a spot award, if there's a star award, you get those 500 points which you can redeem. There's an online tool where we can redeem against, I told you, there's merchandise and there are also vouchers. The thank you and the team thank you thing, it's a non-monetary thing, but goes a long way in terms of giving the recognition. He also gets a certificate which he can take a print and put it on his desk. Next one. So this is how we can, the points get accumulated. So he gets to go and redeem it. He can get a voucher and then go shop, or he can also look at accumulating and using it later on. So it's a really good tool. So first while there are new introductions, new baby which they have expanded the family, they get a voucher for that. So he gets a card and all that, he or she. So these are brand new initiatives we have taken through Samman. Next one. So we also did an SMS campaign, which we thought it was important to sustain the recognition program going. People do get SMSs the moment they are recognized by the supervisor, by any team member. So it's good because people are mobile, or a lot of our workforce is virtual. So it's important for us to reach out and tell them that you have a recognition. So it's worked out brilliantly in terms of reaching out to people. These are some of the merchandise we give it to people. They can, it's been a huge hit at a very nominal price, of course. Next one. So this is what again Joe had mentioned earlier, Dagger, to brand the Samman in plants. We put up the Dagger, and people came up, they should show their views and put post-its in terms of their view about the whole thing. So it was pretty exciting phase for us. So this is again the vouchers which you can redeem.
2 minutes.
Yeah, let's run it now. Okay.
What do they do?
So they can we had a stall set up wherein they can redeem the vouchers right there. So that we have put up stalls in the plant also. Yeah. And this is the anniversary. I mean, if you see the first year anniversary 2012, by end of it, this is the reach we had. 8,000 logins. We had spot awards of 700 plus. Totally, I mean, 1,800 the birthday cards rolled out. This was a huge reach which we had. Next one. So this is what we ended by end of the year. So 6,200 recognition, 100% employees covered, and very, very well received. People were excited. People, a lot of positive feedback. Next one. I mean, we got recognition globally. There was Pyramid of Excellence at an APAC level, and also a lot of other recognition which came our way. Other global countries also replicated this model. If you see the next slide, you will get to see Brazil and Indonesia currently have adopted this model from India, and they are using the same. So this is Samman. Any questions?
You said your satisfaction scores went up by 3%. So dissatisfaction dropped by 3%. Is that what you mean? There wasn't a satisfaction score that you shared in the beginning. I was curious.
17% what you saw.
17% was dissatisfaction score.
Okay. So the measure will happen now. I mean, in terms of every 2 years it happens. We need to see how the needle has moved up. But the coverage, the reach has really helped with this.
See, all these initiatives must end in a business results.
Yeah.
Your patient must have about 90%. You are happy with fine. In what way do you measure and link it to business results?
So business results in terms of the other talks you mentioned about game changers, or there was a tangible direct measure in terms of, I think he was not part of the...
There is somebody asked in the beginning.
Yeah.
The business impact of
these programs is what it's.
I mean, that's really hard to quantify because this is something, it's a personal reward for good work done. So,
so this was, really the background. So, because one of the feedback that came out of VOW survey, Voice of Workforce survey, was, trying to accomplish important work with outdated rules and policies. So in fact, Salesforce.com platform shift was also an outcome of that frustration being put here, because Salesforce has been asking for some better platform. Workday also somewhere had a strong connection with the VOW, the Voice of Workforce survey. So what the contribution really is, and this really shouldn't take much time by itself, and then of course I'll just share the larger picture, and Kishore can step in because he was sort of program managing that, some part of the solution, was when GBS took over the ownership of this whole program and case management, the closure rate of the ideas was at about 4%, and we were talking about thousands of ideas. So eventually now the closure rate has gone up to 94% by the second quarter, and pretty much it rests in the high 90s now. So which is so which is when an idea is submitted, it's open till the time it's closed. So yeah, so it is that count. So total ideas submitted is your denominator, and the number of ideas closed. They could have been closed by saying it can't be implemented. It has been implemented. So either of them has to happen. Yeah.
What is the timeline? What is the timeline taken to close the?
So there is no turnaround time, because it really varies. Some can take months and some
Yeah, that was the journey.
yeah. So
No, I think the question is,
the
let's
timeline
say
wasn't
submission A took, whatever, 2 days. Submission X took, 90 days, whatever. Right? What are you implemented? Were you tracking any of those times?
Yeah, in fact we were tracking all of it in terms of whatever submissions we've got and how many, because there's a connection with the BU. So the BU recognizes that this is an issue and they want to step in and have a solution on that. And out of those, whatever are simple solutions that can be implemented in weeks time, takes 30 to 60 days on some of them, etc. So all of it was tracked. And in fact, this is actually our program being mentored by directly the L1 of the organization. So we used to give reports to say what was implemented, at what pace it was implemented, what was the timeline it took, and what are some of those real quick turnarounds that we did. So there was a whole lot of reporting package also created, and we tracked each and everything. And we also governed that if, for example, somebody put in something and not moving, then we call in for a meeting, we involve some of the stakeholders and talk about what's happening there, or we still continue it, or whatever is happening due to the dynamics, etc. So all of it is part of it.
And covering that later.
There are some slides on this.
Just a quick question. You said the Workday was a result of this particular thing. So when Workday implementation happened, so would you do the closure after 17, or yes, there is an idea, we are working on a system. How would you have closed that?
Sure.
So I don't know completely whether it is closed, etc. But I think at a phase level we took it. For example, X number of processes are changed.
Then we are going to implement?
Correct.
Okay, and close.
I think once the decision has been taken.
Yeah.
So, Kishore, this was the larger picture I wanted to set.
So is this a
some more
continuous
details.
process?
Yes.
Or the bureaucracy cluster program has an end date? Right now it is still open, and we were asked to continue to focus this, and I think we still don't have a decision of whether this has to be closed. So we continue to manage it and make sure. So these are some of the numbers in terms of.
Closed so much, or because whatever, 9% response rate, as the suggestions come down?
Right now it's come down in many areas. For example, like IT, it has come down because now it is also directly not the number of issues also. It is also including in terms of some of the dynamics the organization have changed. For example, in IT itself, they have gone through a lot of organizing for growth, OFGs and all those kind of things. So the numbers have come down, but we're still focusing on those.
Across industries.
Is there any other retail companies?
Yes, there are quite a few retail companies. Number 2 is Titan. Number 3 Shoppers Stop. The celebration activity it actually is nominated as a best practice and great place to work. The campaign is called I Love Landmark. We do I Love LS and I Love Max campaign across. It's a 3-month campaign that we do to instill pride and communicate the employee-friendly policies to a frontline person. There are some employee engagement initiatives that we have. Red Day Retail Employees Day is actually a Shoppers Stop initiative, but the way we have embarked upon it. We encourage on that particular day, which is December 12th, which is Thank You Bola Kya Day. I'm sure you would have seen the advertisements by
It's an interesting one, right? Because I
Yes.
think that was one which started by Shoppers Stop, but I think pretty much in the entire retail industry.
Oh, absolutely.
Embraced it.
Absolutely. We also encourage employees coming with their families on that day, asking customers to say thank you. So there's a lot of activity campaign that we do around that. Some Women's Day celebration, Independence Day, collage, so on and so forth.
How much involvement does the senior management have?
Completely involved. In fact, at the regional team, the senior management team goes to the store. They are not in the office that day, and from corporate management team, they are in Bangalore stores that day. In fact, they are invited. There, special duty they play, and then certain awards they give on those particular day. In terms of engagement, like I said, celebration is extremely high in lifestyle, and we are pretty proud to showcase that. This is in terms of the CSR responsibility that we roll out. Beat Diabetes is one of the campaigns which is hugely successful. Sure. This is something which is hugely successful. We do it year on year. 10,000 participants participate in walkathon in Bangalore and in Mumbai now. Lifeguard is something that you've seen. Career passport. Talent segmentation at the store level. These are certain data points that we wanted to share with you in terms of the attrition trends in lifestyle and in maths. March 2011, we were at 73%, which 80-85% is the industry attrition norm in retail. We are currently at 42% in lifestyle and 40% in maths. Productivity trends is 43 lakhs in lifestyle and 32 lakhs in maths. Certain accolades that we have received. Best company to work for in retail, #1. Across industries, we are 21 company. In Asia's Best Employer Brand Awards, last year and this year we won the award for Best HR Strategy in line with business. This year, Swabhiman was one of the programs which got recognized. And HR Event of the Year, which we do an hour and a half called People Oscar, which got highlighted as well.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yes. So we have a quick video which we will share. I hope I have a minute to share that with you.
We have seen people increase productivity. Now you may ask me how we see increased productivity is part of it. I don't have the numbers. Currently we have seen that people who have been recognized through the Star Awards start performing more and more because he becomes a brand ambassador. So he can't, so he always goes on that continuous leap that we have seen that.
You track the, say,
Star performance, yes.
The product is improved.
Yes, we have seen. We have measured through the charts, number of charts he's doing it, quality wise, we have seen the quality coming, he becomes also a brand ambassador to others, we have seen that in some of the cases.
To add on, this goes back to the employee scorecard. Okay, so employee scorecard, the performance, I told you, right, there's a rating mechanism that happens, which is again an input for the variable pay payout. So there is an increased, your compensation is getting affected. And also the scorecard is also linked to your Omega Star Awards. Some of the performance awards are linked to the performance scores. So there's a linkage. So whatever benefits that we have seen is through all the three programs are interlinked. So because of the scorecard we have seen, like I told you, the ramp up time has reduced for the trainees. The productivity we have seen lot of more people earning the 130% variable pay every month and things like that.
So because this seems very, very generic, if you say recognizing public forums, open house, do you have a very systematic method of rewards and recognition? Because at the end of the day, one reward could be in terms of maybe your incentive program, which is very different. It is specific to the job the individual is doing. There could be rewards recognition for, contribution maybe in terms of values,
culture,
exhibits,
we have that.
or things like that, where you have a very structured rewards and recognition program in an organization. And do you have a process, do you kind of drive it across in terms of documented with SOPs, processes? Do you have something like that?
Identifying the right person.
Correct. Yes, we have a committee. You can think. Sure.
See, this Star Awards is, I know it's common in all the industries, but then it is only
because
part
they
of
have Star of the Month,
the Star of the Month,
Employee of the Month.
Correct.
All these are, you go to any unorganized sector also, you have it.
True.
It's
Right.
not. But what is it that is unique?
See,
I mean, in your rewards and recognition program, this is what is unique.
This is only one part of the recognition
because
programs.
it's very generic. If you say in open house, somebody is called and said, he's done a good job, or an MD sends an email, it's all ad hoc. So what do you have which is structured as a plan? People see that yes.
We have a quarterly Star Award. We have a quarterly. We have monthly Star Awards. We have a structure on that. Apart from that, we are also having some other awards in place, which brings in some kind of a surprise, Spot Awards, for a best performance in Spot Awards. Like that, we have something. There is a structured one, monthly, quarterly. That is there. Apart from that, there are certain
your
actions.
Spot Awards work? Tell me the process of your Spot Awards, your instant recognition of somebody who's done a good job. How does it work?
So basically, typically the Spot Awards, there are a certain number of Spot Awards that is given to all the verticals, and there is a.
So what is that? You have a certificate provided to all the HODs,
no,
which he hands it over to
no,
this person when there is need to recognize.
No, we basically we give out things like coffee mugs and those kind of things, because in our industry people want to see something other than certificates. Earlier we used to have certificates.
So they have to put an intent to HR and you provide the mugs, is it? How does
No,
you have mugs provided?
every month we give coffee mugs, or in some of these kind of items,
Which can be like
example, if I am
cash cards.
people, I am managing a unit of 300 people. He is the heading of operation of 1,000 people. So
there's a percentage based on the head count. There's a percentage allocated.
So I get number of mugs proportionate to my employee.
Yes, it's proportionate to your head count, and also then.
And do you also kind of elaborate in terms of what they need to recognize? Because today you need to have certain standards across to give. What is the make a difference? Say if you're saying what is that difference he's making? Is it normal? Not because every manager, operation line manager would not know. I need to recognize for this or need not recognize for this. Do you have some kind of a...
Yes, we have a we have a manual. We have a procedure manual basically. This award can be given for this.
To whom to be given? What is the weightage?
So if we were to ask your operations manager, somebody he will be able to tell us, okay, these are
very much. The parameters which you are talking about, in order to get them recognized, yes, we have that.
Okay, your turn is now in next few minutes. How are you feeling?
A little nervous as well as excited, because this is our first time that we are participating in this forum.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say it's the first time for HP, but certainly for our team. So that is so.
Yeah, same. I think whatever Rajneesh said. Very excited. First of all, this is my first time to this kind of best practice forum. Very enthusiastic to answer some of these questions, and very excited to get to be here and part of the 25th anniversary. So appreciate the overall team who's putting this together.
Turn. So how are you feeling?
fresh. Fingers crossed, excited. So hopefully we should be there. So that's about it. I think we have got some good practices, so we're quite confident that we'll make it this time, sure.
Great.
Oh, very happy to be here, and I'm sure we'll do well. The teams have done some great work, which we'd like to share.
Great. All the best.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I am presenter, so little bit nervous because it's a kind of competition. I think it's going to be a nice showcase so that others can understand what's that one we are going to do.
Thank you. How's the preparations?
Yeah, well, preparation is definitely good, and more than the presentation, we feel worried to face the media like this. That is more a difficult thing to face. But I think we will do definitely well. We have done a wonderful work, not only in the presentation per se, we have also done a very good work at the ground level. Thanks.
So Prakash, anything?
Yeah, it is good to meet a lot of professionals from various companies, and it is an opportunity for us also sharing what we have doing best, and also learning from other industry, across industry, what the best practices they are doing it, and taking forward to our organization as well. Thank you.
Check. How are you feeling before going into presentation?
Good. We are happy to be here, and I hope we will be able to do a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's my colleague participating, and I'm really excited about the thing. Just waiting to see.
Thanks. So how is the registration team working?
It's great.
Good, it's been good.
Going very good, good attendance.
Hi,
How are you doing today?
very good, thanks.
So, how was the presentation and how did it go?
I think the presentation was really exciting for us because it was all to do with innovation and creativeness, and we got an opportunity to present what we do the best. I think it's an amazing forum for us to showcase what we do in the organization, and also look at other organizations who have come across to present their best practices. So I would say a great day and an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, hi, Prakriti. Oh, okay, hi.
Hi, I'm Mary.
Okay, hi.
Shal.
Okay. So, how are you prepared for your presentations, which is scheduled next?
Presentations my colleagues are going to make, and we will also be participating.
Okay. Thank you.
We are joining them for additional clarifications.
Okay, great, thanks. Yeah. Oh, Krishnamurti, hi. You're not on record. Start of the presentation, how are you feeling?
Very excited. I think our presentation went really well. Yeah, and we are just fingers crossed, hoping to get the best results that we could. We did our best and hoping for the best.
Great.
Same here. Quite confident that we will get through, and we did our best and hoping for the best.
Great. All the best.
Thank you for all the support.
Yeah.
You guys were amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Sudhish, how did this whole concept conceive? Can you just share with us how did it conceive?
Yeah. So, this is the 25th year of our Bangalore chapter, and we were thinking what is the best way of celebrating the 25 years in a way that is memorable and rewarding to the professionals of Bangalore. So our team was discussing various options, and one of them said, look, if we do a conference, there are so many conferences, dime a dozen these days, so can we do something which really involves participation of people? So in 2010 and 2011, in a miniature scale, Bangalore had attempted the HR showcase. So our friends in the network said, look, why don't we do this on a bigger scale this time? So the genesis comes from there.
Okay. So Sudhish, we also understand we have other chapters countrywide. We have the national chapter. How is it that the Bangalore chapter is complementing the efforts of NHRD on the countrywide?
Yeah. So, the national conference, which happens every year, is the, major event on the calendar. The HR showcase, which happens in Bangalore, will be a feeder to the national conference. In one sense, what we are trying to see is the few best practices that we identify in Bangalore can also get a platform in the national conference in Mumbai in November. So in some way we are going to be dovetailing for that. The second part is, all going well. We hope to make this a regular feature on our calendar. It is the NHRD Titan National HR Show, NHRD Titan HR Showcase, which hopefully will become every year and get a very prominent place in the minds and hearts of people.
Something like a signature event for NHRD Bangalore?
Absolutely, absolutely.
This is the 25th year of NHRD's inception in Bangalore, and this is a Silver Jubilee year. So what next for Bangalore chapter, and what are the preparations for the Silver Jubilee?
Yeah. So the Silver Jubilee event is on September 19th and 20th at the MLR Convention Center in Whitefield. The showcase, of course, is a big part of the Silver Jubilee event, but we also have, the Marshall Goldsmith oration that day. And we also want to recognize some of the people who have contributed to the network. We have a gala entertainment. The national board members are all here on that day. So for us in Bangalore, 19th and 20th are two red letter days on this calendar. So that's, we're also doing 25 good events for this 25th year. There is a McKinsey Infosys Leadership Summit that is coming up. There is, we did one with Gallup some time back. So 25 top class events we are bringing to people.
Okay. So NHRD Bangalore got the Best Chapter Award in 2013. What next for us?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, as I keep saying, we should just stay focused on the work. We should not pursue awards. Awards will ensue if we do good work. So let's stay focused on the work is what I would say.
And before we sign off, are we planning to publish these best practices as a book? What are some of the thoughts, or what are some of the plans?
Yeah, it's a very good question. The idea is to bring out these 50 chosen best practices in a nice book. Wellinger has volunteered to support us. There are several other organizations which are keen. We will make a decision sometime soon. Undoubtedly, we will bring out a publication which will be a kind of a collector's edition for best practices. And that's also, to give pride and encouragement to the people who have participated.
So that the knowledge just doesn't reside in the Wellinger today, but it's going to be shared with the rest of the participants across. So Mr. Sudesh, thank you so much. And I think under your leadership, NHRD Bangalore has really taken great strides. As we said, the best chapter last year. I'm sure we wish you all the very best for this year also, and look forward to many more such programs under your leadership. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ranjit. Thank you very much.
For example, why I'm saying different. When it comes to statutory, what do you call it as accident? Accident is when a person don't come back to duty within 48 hours after the incident takes place. Yeah. Whereas for us, if a person doesn't come back to duty within 24 hours, we call it as accident.